I'm Dante.
And hey, I'm Dana.
And welcome to the Dante Show.
What's up, Village? It's your boy Kwame, the man with the plan behind the stands. Before we get into it, do me a favor. If you are on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, hit that share button so people can see what the fuss is all about. Don't worry if it's the end of the show. They can catch the replay. We're trying to spread the love instead of spreading the lies, y'all. All right, let's get into it. Did you know that our boy Dante Morrison is a best-selling author? Do you like smut? Yes, smut. Well, these books are filled with it. Check out The End of the Rainbow, followed by the sequel, Yesterday Clarified. You can get them on Amazon, or if you are tired of giving Jeff Bezos the time of day, you can visit www.dantemorrison.com, where, in fact, you will find out more about the motivational, inspirational, hilarious host known as Dante. Mr. Morrison, if you're nasty. He is not only the host of TDS, he is a public health advocate, motivational speaker, and community change agent. Articles, interviews, blogs, podcasts, vlogs, and more. You name it, and Dante has done it. Speaking of vlogs, have you subscribed to the Dante Show YouTube? Now, every villager should be subscribed. The more the channel grows, the bigger TDS messaging becomes. It's really simple. Go to www.youtube.com/Dante Morrison. And also, did you want to be a guest on the Dante Show, or do you want to book Dante or Dana on your platform? Stop. Don't inbox him, don't email him, or even call him. You know what you need to do? Go ahead and open your handy-dandy smartphone or Wi-Fi enabled device and send an email to info@pyromedianetwork.com and request your presence on the show. It's 2021, y'all, and Dante and Dana has got management. So, let's conduct business. Speaking of management, the Dante Show is produced by Pyro Media Network. We are a Black-owned digital marketing and video production agency helping businesses and brands make an impact with their message. We also help businesses navigate what we call the biggest communication shift in over 500 years, social media. So, if you have a business, brand, or influence, and you want to take it to the next level, contact us today. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope to see you on the next. Boom.
What's up, y'all? What's up? Let's get into it. It is Tuesday night, April 20th, 420. Y'all know what that is for some of y'all out there. So sit back, take your talk, and watch the Dante Show. I am Dante Morrison, along with my partner in crime, the phenomenal. I'll let him say it.
Hey, what's up, ladies? Oh my God, we got another night to view all of this loveliness. Myself and ladies, scream for Dante. All right, hey,
They love me.
Two brown-skinned ninjas about to do the thing. Let's go.
What's up, D-Rock? You like smut? You like smut, dear? Oh, thank you, D-Rock. Thank you. I'm blushing. You like smut? I got smut for you. My books are full of smut on top of smut. They're smut-tastic, you know? So tonight's show is going to be phenomenal. We got a great guest tonight. My boy Kevin is here, and he's going to just help us to just better understand how to just ramp up, you know, life. But we're going to talk about social media, how to just make your social media platform bigger and better, plus how to navigate through all the anxieties brought on by social media, and some of us do have that. We get frustrated by social media. We feel unloved by social media. What's up, Camila? Camila, I shouted out your waffle dogs to my neighbor, and he was like, hey, when the truck gonna come down our street? And I'm like, yo, let me see if I can make that happen. Yo, Shazzy, I'm not with the 420 either, but I support anybody that loves to be zen and calm and in their own space. So listen, today was a great day for the Black community. We're going to get into that a little bit later. But you know how we do. We are Black every day, all day, 365. And we love to pay homage to our Black influencers, our Black leaders, and our Black icons. And today is no different. Hey, Ty East. Hope the Ty squad is here. Ty East is here. Listen. So we're going to give a shout out to another Black icon. So let's hit it. Kwame, let's go. What up, Daryl? Black History Month ain't over. We know it ain't February, but today we're going to honor Martin Delany. Here we go. Martin Delany was an African-American abolitionist, physician, and editor in the pre-Civil War period. His espousal of Black nationalism and racial pride anticipated expressions of such views a century later. At 19, while studying nights at an African-American church, he worked days in Pittsburgh, and embarking on a course of militant opposition to slavery, he became involved in several racial improvement groups. Under the tutelage of two sympathetic physicians, he achieved competence as a doctor's assistant as well as in dental care, working in this capacity in the South and Southwest. Delany started a weekly newspaper called The Mystery, which publicized grievances of Blacks in the United States and also championed women's rights. The paper won an excellent reputation, and its articles were often reprinted in the white press. Delany decided to pursue formal medical studies. He was one of the first Blacks to be admitted to Harvard Medical School and became a leading Pittsburgh physician. In protest against oppressive conditions in the United States, Delany moved in 1856 to Canada, where he continued his medical practice. At the beginning of the Civil War in 1861, he returned to the United States and helped recruit troops for the famous 54th Massachusetts Volunteers, for which he served as a surgeon. You got that? A Black surgeon, y'all. In 1874, Delany ran unsuccessfully for lieutenant governor as an independent Republican in South Carolina. He was the author of The Condition, Elevation, Immigration, and Destiny of the Colored People of the United States, Politically Considered. He died in 1885. Listen, Village, give a great big round of applause and shout out to a Black icon, Martin Delany, Dr. Martin Delany. Boom, boom, boom. We cannot forget about our history. We cannot forget about those that paved a way for us. We cannot forget about those who fought against insurmountable forms of oppression to achieve their goals. All right, Martin Delany, you are our legend for the day. All right. So let's move real quick into our pop culture spotlight. Pop culture spotlight. You guys all grew up watching Family Matters, right? I'm sure you did. Well, something from Family Matters came about, which called Jaleel White. So on today, Jaleel White launched his own cannabis brand called Purple. Called Purple. So if you go to the website Purple, you will see Jaleel White has started his own cannabis brand. Now, y'all know a lot of rich folks are getting into the cannabis industry, especially in California where it is legal and it is a money maker. So Jaleel White started his own cannabis company on today, and he has a strand that's called Purple Urkel. Purple Urkel. So you can go to Purple and you will see he got a waffle iron too that makes customized Urkel waffles and stuff like that. But if you are into cannabis and you want to try some gourmet cannabis, check out Purple owned by Jaleel White. All right, here we go. All right, so y'all know what happens after our Black History Spotlight and our pop culture. That's when your boy right here disappears and my partner in crime takes over because it's time for the what?
The Dana
drop.
Boom.
Boom.
What's going on, beautiful people? I pray that everyone is in good spirits and good health during this time. Go ahead and mosey on over to youtube.com / the Donta Morrison and follow our show. Subscribe. We need you all over there to subscribe. That's www.youtube.com / Donta Morrison and subscribe. Today, I'm going to read something and then I'll tell you what it's from. And my Dana drop is going to be real short and sweet today because I'm full of emotions, but I'm going to read this because it's really profound. Today is a day of hope. Let us rejoice, not a day of arrival, not a day of achievement of a long-awaited goal, but it is a day of hope. Let us rejoice, a major step, the journey to elusive justice, but a day of hope. Let us rejoice. Today, the justice journey began anew in the slow but significant trek toward realization, pushed by faith. Justice began to roll a long, slow rolling journey down the hill of inequity to the valley of joy after receiving prophetic marching orders. Roll down like waters in the path of righteousness, forgetting the way like an ever-flowing stream. It is a day of hope and response to generational echoes down the corridors of time. How long, Lord? How long? It is a day of hope ordained and made by God before the foundation of the world. A day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice. Not too long, but let us rejoice. Not as though the journey is over, but today, let us rejoice. We have more mountains to climb and more battles to wage. More victories yet to be won. But today, let us rejoice in it. Those are the words of the great Bishop Kenneth Ulmer. And I'm going to read this passage of scripture. It is Amos 5:24. But let justice roll down like waters and righteousness, like an ever-flowing stream. Justice was truly served today. And let us rejoice and be glad in it. It's not over, but this is a start. The doors are opening slowly, but one day they're going to be wide open. That's the Dana drop, and I'm out. Peace.
Good drop, fam. Good.
Yes.
You can't forget about your homie, dog.
Man, you know what? I'm so caught up right now, man.
We gonna get into that. We definitely gonna get into that. But today is a day. I'm happy, and I don't even want to get too caught up. So you know what? We're gonna get ready for our guest on tonight. All right. So listen, Village. Are y'all out there? Where you at? Make some noise. Get some shout outs. Get some hollers. Say we here. Yada yada yada. All that kind of stuff. Village. So tonight's guest, all right, is Kevin Dwayne. Kevin Dwayne is a Los Angeles-bred writer, comedian, photographer, and host of the Kevin Dwayne podcast. Now living in New York City, Kevin highlights many topics, including relationships, culture, and entertainment. The Kevin Dwayne podcast is right now available on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. And Kevin can be found on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Listen, follow Kevin. Trust me, follow him on Instagram. You'll be inspired, motivated, and encouraged every single day. All right. So without further ado, Village, help us welcome to the Donta Show for his very first time, my friend Kevin Dwayne.
Hey.
What's up,
What
Kevin?
up? What up? What up? What
Hey,
up?
what's going on? I'm excited to be here. I'm like, oh,
We're
bio.
glad to have you, man. We're glad to have you. Welcome to the Dante Show. Welcome to the village. Everybody is here. We ready for this conversation. But before we go any further, you heard the Dana drop. And of course, that was in connection with the phenomenal news we heard on today. You know, long overdue, long awaited. And for those that may not have seen it, let's take some time to recap, you know, what happened today and just get our hearts filled again. Kwame, make it happen.
Members of the jury, I will now read the verdicts as they will appear in the permanent records of the 4th Judicial District. State of Minnesota, County of Hennepin, District Court, 4th Judicial District. State of Minnesota Plaintiff versus Derek Michael Chauvin, Defendant. Verdict, Count 1. Court file number 27, CR 20-12646. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to Count 1, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:44 p.m. Signed, juror foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 2. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 2, third-degree murder, perpetrating an eminently dangerous act, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Signed by jury foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 3. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 3, second-degree manslaughter, culpable negligence, creating an unreasonable risk, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Jury foreperson 019.
You can stop it right there, Kwame. Listen, Kevin, what went through your head and your spirit?
Child, them eyes was moving. The eyes was those eyes said, I'm white. What?
Right. I know they not sending me to jail for real.
It's like, wait. What? Like, but honestly, it's a moment of breathing. And I was talking to multiple people afterwards because it was like, oh, wait, there was a slight tinge of guilt because of what we're used to in America. So there was a part of me that was ready for disappointment. You know, just always like, I want this, but we know how things go. So part of me was kind of hiding my eyes and being like, I'm ready for the fallout. But when it happened, I felt guilty for not believing. It was weird. It was a weird kind of like, you know, because I'm like, I'm not used to this.
Right,
like,
right.
All 3 counts too? Oh, you know, so I'm
Right.
still trying to like, okay, so let's get to the sentencing now because they give him 2 months in a Sprite can, I'll be over it. So, but I'm happy. Small feats, but big feats.
Right. What happened? How about you, Dana? How'd you feel when you saw it?
I kind of felt like Kevin. I didn't know what to expect because we've been duped so many times in our judicial system. But yeah, he was moving his eyes like, what? I'm white.
Yeah,
I am a cop. I am white. I'm a cop. So, yeah, I think I'm just waiting to see because it's not over. Because like Kevin said, it could be, yeah, we found him guilty, but it's only going to be 2 months and some ginger ale and some, you know, something. Right, so we don't know if he does get sentenced. Is he, you know, he's not going to, you know, he's going to have to be secluded and all that. It's just so many things. I mean, I don't care.
Right.
But it's just so many things that will factor, you know, we don't know what the judge and, you know, the secret societies and secret communities and all of that, if the judge may get threatened, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anything plays a big part in America. And this is a big case. And I wouldn't be surprised if some higher power steps in and, you know, makes the call, but then, you know,
had the former president been in office, it would have been a whole different thing.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
But I will say that I get what y'all are saying, but right now I'm so relishing in the moment, you know, that he was found guilty, you know, by a jury. They was like, yo, I don't care. And it was a quick turnaround.
Yes.
So it was quick. So I'm like, I know that the sentencing part is going to come. We all on edge about that. But just in the moment of knowing, that right now the man who murdered George Floyd is in jail and is going to be in jail for at least 8 more weeks, before the sentencing happens. And we don't know what's going to happen while he's in jail, but he is in jail right now. So I think that's the part that got me. And I was at work, and when I saw it, I was like, I ain't gonna put this man in jail. Like Kevin said, it ain't gonna happen. I'm bracing myself. I'm like, I gotta drive home past Crenshaw and King. They about to tear that corner up and all that. And when they said guilty, I felt just like he did. Like, what? Are we really gonna send this white cop to jail? But you're right, Kevin, seeing his eyes and his look of, I know y'all not finna really put me to jail for killing this black dude.
We discussed in the back. We just said something in the back. You done changed it up on me up here.
Right. Right. So y'all, I mean, this is a day that we need to celebrate. I mean, we need to celebrate today. And this is really one of those be in the moment type situations, because we don't know what the sentencing is going to be. We don't know what's going to be said. But in this moment right now, I think the Black community is truly exhaling. And I went on Twitter and I saw a lot of white people talking about he didn't get a fair trial. How does a fair trial look for someone that killed someone on videotape? The whole world saw it. How does a fair trial look?
But what do they mean he didn't get a fair trial?
Because it was in the city, and it was just how they will reach.
And that's what that takes me back to my point, which is saying, I'm sure they're going to appeal. The appeal's going to win. It's just so many. I think they just part of me believes that they're pacifying us right now. And then when they appeal it, they're going to, appeal and go to trial again.
Dana, you just read a whole scripture about.
Oh, I know.
Optimistic. I'm optimistic.
I know.
I don't care if they use him to be the token. You finna be the token for every other police officer that killed a black person.
Yeah.
I don't care. And I think that's just how crooked folks think. Like, we got to send one of them. So you're just going to be that guy. So, sorry, you're the Lee Harvey Oswald in this case. Take it for the team.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's about accountability. It's about accountability. Like, the tide has to shift. And so if it's going to shift with him, so be it. Because we have so many other examples where we didn't get this justice. So so be it, whatever it gets.
Right. So,
and this is with footage. This is with footage that we all saw.
Yeah, footage. We have the Rodney King footage too, but this is a different era. But D-Rock said, let's stay positive and believe that justice will be served. Right now, we can say justice was served. Right. He's in jail. So we're going to stay positive. We're going to keep it that way. So, Kevin, welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
So, dog, so we're going to talk about, just social media. You are an influencer. Your stuff goes viral. You got quadruple the followers that I got, but we're going to talk about it. So who are you?
Who am I? I'm Kevin. That's the best way I can put it. I am literally a gay boy who just grew up and was like, okay, I'm gonna do all the stuff I've been doing in my room for everybody else. Right. You know what I mean? And I'm somebody who's just passionate about bringing joy. I mean that. I like to entertain. I like to make people laugh. I like to dance. And I like to have meaningful conversations. But I'd like to do it on my own terms as well.
Right.
And so the whole thing about being an influencer, I just had to lean into that because for a while I was just, one of the guys online. Like, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. And then kind of overnight things started kind of happening. And once you reach that like 10,000 point, then all of a sudden you're an influencer, and it's really weird because now every DM's about sales opportunities or something like where you're like, I am an influencer. Okay, that's cool. But I'm honestly me, and I try my best to be exactly who I am in real life online.
I love that. And that takes a lot of courage, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's easier
for you now, but I think when we look at social media, a lot of people don't know how to be their authentic self. They're constantly framing stuff to please other people, and I know that one of our talking points was how do we be creative, in a time of social media when folks have such short attention spans. I mean, think about Vines. Well, Vines were like, 5 seconds, 15 seconds?
6 seconds.
Yeah. How do you entertain the world in 6 seconds, and folks are being creative. Now we got TikTok, which is another level of creativity, plus we got Instagram, Facebook is the older generation, So when it comes to your content, even your podcast and all that, how do you tap into your creator side without losing your own authenticity?
Well, I had to learn to not cater to an audience before catering to myself. I learned that from experience, and then Gary Vaynerchuk talks about how there's people who jump into social media thinking, I just want followers. I just want people to come in. And what happens is now you're a puppet because you're doing whatever you think is going to bring people in versus doing what you're passionate about. He says instead, you should focus on having a small audience and doing whatever it is you want because your tribe will find you. And it's true. Like me, as you probably know, Dante, I'm a 90s music boy. I love 90s music. Yeah. I love early 2000s music. And so that's what I dance to every day. My goal every day when I make videos is to find a song that was popular, but people will still forget about it. And so when you hear, you're like, oh my God, I forgot about this song. Right. And that's become my niche. It's like, I'm always like a DJ. It's like, what song was big, but it's been so long, is going to bring it to me. And that's my thing, because that's the way I take in music. It's like I press shuffle and I'm like, oh my God, I love this song. And I'm like, okay, how do I bring that to social media? It's easy for me because it's what I do. But then also when I'm not feeling it, I don't do it. And I think there's this pressure when you get a certain amount of followers, you get a certain amount of views and likes to keep it going. It's like you got to stay in that consistency. Right. Consistency is important, but it'll drive you crazy if you let it overwork you.
And I think that's the thing. D-Rock, you're silly. I came to dance, and that's it. Real Players Club.
I actually say that every day. That's it. I say that too. People in my DMs talking about everything but my dancing. I'd be like, I just came to dance for y'all.
That's it. I'm not going to join your party. I'm not. No, that's it. That's it. So Kevin, I mean, when we talk about, so you found your niche,
yes,
and there's a lot of creatives that watch the Dante show that's like, well, I want to get out there and live courageous and live open, live free, and just do that. Clearly, you were not born, with this level of confidence.
No.
Did something happen to just flip it?
Oh, I think it's life in general. I mean, growing up, LGBT, and then my early 20s was all about people pleasing. I did I want to play it safe. I want to do this. And then I went far to the left. I mean, I'm naked. I'm doing everything else. I'm like, well, this is too much. And then I had to recalibrate and find myself in the center. And then I had a big kind of spiritual awakening in the last year too. And it kind of tapped into the power that I had that I wasn't tapping into, if that makes sense. It's like we all have power that we're unaware of it. And I think once you're aware of it, you're like, oh, wait, I can control a lot of things. I can't control everything, but there's a lot of stuff that I can control. And it's a matter of getting out of your mind. Like I would talk myself out of things. Like I always loved dancing, but I never wanted to dance in front of people because I always had the imposter syndrome. Like, oh no, I'm not good enough. I can't do this, And then Shot in the Dark, I do a video online. It goes really well. I'm like, oh, okay, but I'm not doing it every day still. I wait another month. Okay, let's do another one. Oh, that one did good too. Okay, let's switch it down to 2 weeks. Okay, that did well too. And now I'm damn near doing one every day, which is crazy for me. That's high productivity for me. For me to do something every day is only because my passion is passionate for me. As soon as that passion is gone, it'll go right back to where it was. But because it's coming naturally now, it works. But I had to get comfortable with it. I had to be comfortable with doing some dances that might be too feminine for hoteps, or doing some dances that are, because people are very weird. Like online communities are very, very weird. And that's another thing too, is if you focus on the negativity, because comment sections are trash. I mean, it's like bubonic plague sometimes. And so you have to get into that space of like, listen, I'm doing this for me. I'm here to fulfill a purpose. I'm here to bring joy, and I'm here to love myself. And once you do that, everything else kind of falls in line, because you're not so much focused on pleasing the masses. And what happens is you bring the community that's attracted to you.
That is amazing that you would say that, because you're a phenomenal dancer.
Thank you.
And as good as you dance, I just assumed that you were just this person that was looking for the right stage to be on, because
Right.
you dance like you are auditioning to open in living color. I mean, you dance like Rosie Perez at the beginning of Do the Right Thing. You can dance.
Thank you. Well, honestly, what's happening is I feel like I'm reclaiming my time. I feel like, you know, we all have a finite amount of time on this earth, you know, in this life, and our bodies fall apart, you know. And so I'm like, listen, I didn't take full advantage in my younger years. So while I still got these knees are still dropping, they still working. They're not quite making knees, but they do what they need to do. I'm going to wear them out. I'm going to do what I can now. And that's why I keep challenging myself. That's why I keep doing these routines that are hard as hell, because I'm like, it's me challenging myself. It's me getting that childhood dream out. It's me getting the early 20s dream out when I was afraid. It's like, well, I'm not afraid anymore. So let's just do it now. And it's actually more fun because it's on my own terms. It's just me, and I love that social media. This is the plus side. I love that we have platforms now like TikTok and Reels that allow you to use copyrighted music without all the beef and all that stuff. Because now I could just pick any song I want and then make it like a music video. And I, like I said, I'm a 90s boy, so music videos are like my thing. So just putting it together and editing it, that's my zone. That's my favorite part, is like putting all the footage together and then piecing it and like, oh, we'll make this cool. Oh, I should change the outfit here. Oh, I should do this. And it's
like the Drew Hill one. Tell me.
When I tell you, and I did that before going to brunch. I literally was showering and I said, I'm going to do this really quick. And while getting dressed, I just threw the do-rag on and was like, okay, I'm going to do Cisco's part first, and I'm going to do everybody else real quick. And then I was editing it on my way to the subway. And I literally posted it just before walking in the restaurant, and I just left it alone. And I came back. I was like, oh, that did really well. That was just last minute content. And that's what I love, is when it just comes with, I love stuff like that, where it's like no pressure. I've been doing YouTube and stuff since like 2009. And back then I used to force content, and it wasn't good to me. It was just like, I would try to talk about what I thought people
It wasn't
hear.
authentic.
It wasn't. I didn't care. I was like, I don't care about none of this stuff. I'm not Wendy Williams. I don't care about pop culture like that. But I wouldn't mind being someone who's just dancing or doing comedy videos. That's my niche, but I had to get out of my own way and say, okay, this is what I'm comfortable with doing, and it's not that.
Because I do recall you were doing comedy videos for a while, like
which
your
I love
videos.
Yeah,
and your therapy ones are hilarious. You're on the couch and you're the therapist, and those it's hilarious. So would you do this if you weren't going viral or getting all the likes?
Yes, I mean the viral likes came after just doing it to lackluster response. And honestly, the pandemic brought the creativity out of me again. What happened? I did it years ago. I used to make little videos on Vine and Instagram. Then life happened, imposter syndrome happens. You get lost in 9 to 5, and you just kind of, I lost my confidence along the way. And I just kind of let it fall to the wayside. And of course, there's always people who are like, hey, how come you don't do the videos no more? And I'd be like, I'm not in that space anymore, blah, blah. And I just kind of let life happen. And then the pandemic hit. And so now I'm at home. And then I'm like, there's only so much TV I can watch before I'm just like, okay, I'm bored. I done worked out. I done post every thirst trap known to man. I'm like, there's only so many ways I can be naked. So what else? This is a real conversation. There's only so many ways you can show button,
I'm out of angles.
I'm out of angles. And I'm like, I don't want this to be my legacy now. So I'm like, all right, so maybe I should start being creative again. And then it just kind of flowed. And then I was getting ideas. And what happens is when you're in that zone, it's like the ideas just come to you. And I think it's a spiritual thing. I really do. Because it's just like sometimes you're blocked. And then sometimes it seems like it's just back to back to back to back to back. It's amazing. So that's what got me here.
All right, y'all. So listen, this is Kevin. We gotta do a quick commercial real quick, and then we gonna come back with part 2. Dana gonna jump in, ask his questions, so Kwame, hey, we with you. Boom, go ahead. What up, village? So if you're just now tuning in, we're here, my boy Kevin Dwayne, all the way from New York. He's been talking about just his journey to becoming a social influencer unintentionally through his dance, his podcast, his videos, all that kind of stuff. So, yo, check it out. If you're just now tuning in, make sure to follow Kevin on his YouTube page, Facebook page, Instagram page. Also follow the Donta Show on YouTube, youtube.com/Donta Morrison. Make sure to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Help us to go viral. Help us to get our numbers all the way up. We want to be liked. We want to be popular like Kevin. We want to do that.
Do a stitch with me, Donta. You can do a stitch. Take one of my videos, do a stitch. Dance next to one of my videos.
Right. Listen,
I'll repost it.
All right, Dan, you was going to ask something, Dana?
Yeah. Has anyone ever, like, you know, from your videos and things, being that you're in New York and stuff like that, has anyone ever approached you as far as going into acting, starting maybe your own, what is that called? I can't think of the name of it. One-man shows and stuff like that?
You know, no one's approached me about it, but I feel like it's something that I'm kind of building on my own, if that makes sense, because we're in that state of social media where you have platforms like Patreon, you have platforms where you are able to create your own brand and do your own thing. And I would love for someone to approach me for that, because that's something I would love to do. And I do believe that one day it will happen. It's just one of those inklings. It's like something's coming from this. It just, you have that feeling. It's like something's gonna happen, because it's just things just keep lining up in ways. I'm like, wow, I didn't expect that to happen. And so it hasn't happened yet, but I do think there's purpose in me being in New York with time. And it's one of those things like, how did I get here? I'm from LA, and then I lived in Atlanta. How did I get to New York? Like, how did I even get here? And then how did I tap into this passion now? Something that I buried inside of me. So I do think that it'll eventually happen. I am getting more like marketing, PR type people. And then I am getting more like kind of brand ambassador type stuff. Like, hey, you want to wear our product for the, and stuff like that. So that's a sign of things to come, but I do think that'll eventually happen though.
So the stage is being set. I love it.
Yeah, you setting it straight. And then D-Rock asked, what was your OnlyFans handle?
Well, it never came out. I wanted to get one. I was close, but
about that much.
No, Jesus just came and said, but before you do that, I was close. I was in mesh. And and just before I spread the cheeks, Jesus said, "No."
All right, so Kevin, I wanna now switch reels. We talked about the Instagram and the dancing and all that, but you also have a podcast.
Yes.
And you do a lot of conversations. And I was really inspired by you when you opened about your spiritual journey, and about the changes that occurred in your life in 2020, because it is not often that we see individuals just really be transparent about what they're going through spiritually.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so important, and it was so eye-opening. So did that create what did that do for what you shared on Instagram? What did it do for how you engage people, that whole mental space?
Well, it's funny because it did more than I thought it was. So I grew up Christian, and then I walked away from Christianity in like 2013. I was like, yeah, no, this isn't for me. And then last year, I was going through a series of different things that were eye-opening for me. Like I was reconnecting to family that I hadn't talked to in a while. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, the third eye opened. I was seeing things from a different perspective. And then I just had this spiritual kind of awakening where I was like, okay, I want to try this again. And so I jumped back into Christianity full throttle. I read the entire Bible in 4 months, like the full throttle. I was just, let's go. Well, but it's a part of my obsessive.
Right.
It's a part of my personality. You'll see it in my videos and everything. Like things are done to a T. So yeah. And so I read in 4 months, but then even in that, I thought that my journey was going to be what it was before, but God was like, no, I'm trying to get you through this wilderness and get you to the other side. And so you can see your power. And so on the other end of it, I tapped into my power, and that's when everything started happening with Instagram and the videos and the ideas, it was like I had to tap into that side of myself to really get things done. It was like I was lacking because I wasn't tapping into the God in me. And so that's what happened. And that changed everything for me because it made me see the things I could control.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, thinking about what we all went through in 2020, you know, it was life-changing for a lot of people. Do you think you would have had that experience had the world been open and things been moving forward like normal?
Honestly, I don't know, but I can say I probably wouldn't have. And I'll tell you why. I'm a flight attendant regularly.
Okay.
And so all that being on the go, it's so hard to even process things when you're in and out of hotels and countries. It's just a different life. And you're so busy with everything else. It's just chaotic. And so just to have to literally be sat down like in the world.
Right.
It's like I had nothing but to confront my thoughts, because in that time is when I came back to LA and talked to my sister, and she and I hadn't talked for a while. Like it had been a minute, and I finally saw something from her perspective that I'd never saw before. And it made me break down and say, wait a minute, who am I though? Who am I that I've ignored your pain and not been able to see it until now? And then that kind of broke me, and it made me kind of dig into my core values and, you know, how I was appearing as a person. And then I started kind of going through my own like therapy, and then it just led me it just took me through all the childhood stuff and brought me right back. So it was a very crazy year, but it took me to a new chapter in my life. It really did.
Right.
And I don't think any of that would have happened if I was just steadily working like normal.
Right.
Well, see, that's the thing. And I say this a lot on our show. If you go back and look at some of our shows, I say that the pandemic wasn't just a tragedy per se, or it wasn't bad for everyone. God slowed it down. He set everybody down. He shut stuff down, and he did this stuff so that you can focus on what he has you to focus on. And a lot of people didn't tap into that last year. A lot of people missed the boat. A lot of people missed what was really going on and what happened. Granted, you know, we did have some tragedies and some people had things, but at the end of the day, when you go on and come in and you're doing this and you're working your 9 to 5 and you're doing this, it's hard for you to focus on what you want to do as far as your business, as far as something you want to create, something that you want to have, because you got to pay your bills. You got to do these things. You got to do all of this life stuff. Yeah. But here's an opportunity for you to sit down, think about it, what you want to do, have that conversation with your sister, and look what happened. Yeah. You were able to tap into places where you wouldn't be able to tap into because you over in France somewhere chilling. You know,
it's not a bad thing. I mean,
it's not bad.
It certainly is. I got a story. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, no, absolutely. And I honestly think the same thing when it comes to like the George Floyd situation. I think the impact was made because a lot of people were actually at home, and we all were on our phones. We all were tapped in. And because of that, people had no choice. They couldn't ignore it. It was in their face. And I think that prompted the change that led us to today.
I agree.
If the pandemic didn't happen, this would be a different story. I think it sat everybody down and made them really look at people. First of all, look outside themselves, because a lot of us, we're so busy. We think that we're the only player in the game. And it's like, no, there's other. And I truly do believe that we're all connected. And it's like, you got to look outside yourself to learn more about yourself. And so last year it made people really look outside. I think that's what led us to today. And it was very important.
And I loved how you said it made everybody. I don't care who you are or where you were at. You were at home. Mm-hmm. And if you had your TV on, you saw it. So it was, we were all at home when it happened, because it was at the height of everything. So it was just, you saw it.
Listen, I talked to so many damn white people last year. I didn't know. How you didn't know?
How did you not know?
I'm like, talk to your cousins. I don't girl, you ain't telling me nothing I don't already know.
Right. Willful ignorance. Willful ignorance.
Right.
Kevin, I want to go back to a question that was asked, and we were talking about social media, and you were talking about, getting DMs to promo people and all that kind of stuff. So we have a lot of entrepreneurs on the thread, and they're getting hit up as well. So Camila Jax, if you guys don't know who Camila Jax is the owner of Hey Batter Batter.
Yummy,
If
yummy.
you have not had a waffle dog,
Woo!
listen, these waffle dogs are amazing. Check out our past episode featuring Camila and Hey Batter Batter. But the question was, how do you decipher the legitimacy of the DMs for promos?
For me, I look at the whole setup because, like, my thing is I love supporting Black businesses. That's my thing because I'm a Black business. So you got to keep that cycle going.
Right.
And what I do is when people reach out to me, I always hit that bio first. And I'm going to look at how it's set up. If it looks tacky and a bunch of emojis, I'm already over it. But also, do you have an actual website there? I'm going to look at that website. I'm going to breeze through it. You know when something's fishy, period. You just know when something's fishy. I look at what their social media looks like. I look like for professionalism. And then ultimately, from that point forward, then I'll engage in conversation. A lot of time you can rule them out before you even get there, because a lot of people just want to draw little cartoons for you. I'm like, no, I don't want a cartoon. Just please leave me alone. We're good. I don't want nothing that deals with Cash App and flipping. No, leave me alone. Bitcoin people, no, leave me alone. I'm good. But every now and then, like, I had a jewelry line reach out to me like, hey, we love your videos. We love your content. I would love to send you some of our stuff in exchange for a shout out. That's another thing. You shouldn't have to pay to promote people's stuff because people will try you. They're like, well, I'll give you a discount.
Right.
You came to my DM.
I was fine. I didn't know you existed.
I didn't need your product, but what happens is people will be like, hey, well, I'll send you something. And then if you, for an exchange of you promoting, and I'm like, okay, if it's good. I always tell people, I'm like, I'll do it if it's good. I was like, I'm not promoting any product that I haven't tried for myself because if I'm an influencer, I'm not going to promote trash, there's a certain level people are going to trust what I say. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, just try this. No, send it to me. I'll check it out. And if I like it, sure. And so what happens is, like, the do-rag that I wore in the Cisco video, I actually bought that from a Black business here, and they have these great do-rags. I love them. And it was great business. It was a great exchange, and it worked out perfectly fine. And another thing that happens for legitimacy is they'll either exchange things for you, or they'll give you. I had like a supplement company last year. I was really into fitness and doing the whole thing. So a supplement company reached out like, hey, we'll give you $75 in our store. Buy what you want, use it, and if you like it, then promo it, and we'll give you a percentage of what you sell. So it's more like a little more commission type based thing, but it's cool too. It's like you don't lose anything. It's very much like, so I was doing a couple little workout videos, plugging it there, take your shirt off, show a little crack. You know how it works out. Get some clicks. The snack's not sale, then stop selling.
Now you did say something. You said something about you check out their website.
Yes.
Some people don't feel that websites are as important anymore because folks have social media.
True.
So what is your take on that?
Well, Instagram, Facebook, actually, most of the social media platforms have online stores in them.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
At least have that set up. They made bags. Well, number one, I was like, well, I don't wear bags like that, so it will be weird for me to promote it. I can't promote something that I don't actually. It's like me selling tampons. How does that work? Like, I can't.
Right.
Because there's some people who are just like, you Black, I'm Black, promote my stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but you got to know your audience. You got to know my audience. My audience is 80% men because I checked the analytics. 80% men, of course. And so go figure. Yeah, and I'm like, you have to check that out. So check their store out, check their products out, read the reviews, because most good reputable businesses are going to have reviews.
Right.
And then sometimes you just got to say, can I sample your product? And if it's a good product, you go for it. But honestly, you have to know how to sense BS. But I think if you're a consumer, you should have that down.
Exactly. Especially if you've been in the game for a long time, you can see BS coming.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. Have something going.
And you're also a content creator, correct?
Yes.
Okay, can you highlight yourself? Go ahead. This is your time to highlight yourself. Go,
Okay.
Kevin.
Yes, as a content creator, that includes the dance videos. That includes my little comedy videos where I'm the therapist or I'm going over random situations. All of this is on my Instagram. Instagram is my main hub for everything the world of Kevin. And that's why I call it the world of Kevin, because I feel like I'm a man of many hats. So that's comedy, dancing, positivity, joy, quotes, all that good stuff. And it's just a matter of bringing joy. The same with the podcast. It's about self-development and just living the best life you can possibly live. And that's it in a nutshell.
I love it, man. I love it.
Good.
I love it. Hey, Camila wants to know, how does she get you a waffle dog?
Listen, send me a link or something. I will love one, especially on my cheat days.
She will get you the waffle dog. And
I want one because listen,
you will love it.
I know I will. I love carbs. Listen, I'm cutting for summer. I let myself gain weight in winter, but I'm cutting for summer. But listen, I love a carb. Okay,
I get it. All right, Kevin, we got a question of the day. Question of the day.
Let's go.
This is for Kevin and the village. Type your answers in the thread.
Uh-oh.
If you could go on tour with one artist, who would it be?
I can answer that now, right?
You can answer it now.
Janet Jackson. That was easy. That is my queen. That's my queen.
Really?
Yes. Janet Jackson is, and she reposted me. That's my queen.
Janet reposted you?
Yes, when I did the You Want This video. And that was confirmation for me because that was one of the first videos I did, and she reposted it. And I was like, okay, I see you.
Wow.
Yeah, I would go into it. I'll be out there bop bopping the whole time.
Dana, who you got?
For business purposes, I would go on the road. I would like to go out with. I would go with Master P.
Ooh.
Why?
I'm saying for business purposes. I mean, I just like Master P.
Okay.
I think Master P. You know,
the coin is right.
Yeah.
Would I say I would have never guessed that ever?
Master P. Hey, because he gonna make some money, man, and he gonna show you how to make that money.
Touche. So we got a Mary J. Blige. All right, Shanti. She want to go with Mary J. Blige. I see that. Yolanda Wright Bozant said Leandria will be singing, shouting, and cussing. I know that's right.
Drinking too.
Newport.
Drinking too. Brown liquor.
Newport. I get it. So Kevin got Janet. Dana got Master P. I would like to go out with Missy Elliott.
Oh, yeah.
I think Missy would be a good time. I think me and Missy would have so much fun. Plus, just being on tour, Missy, each city she gonna bring somebody to the stage.
Right.
I would have said Prince, but can't do that. Camila said it would have been DMX. All right, DMX. Kyrie said Ayanna Van Zant. I would love to know why would you want to go out touring with Ayanna Van Zant. I'm not
on my
lying.
watch. Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
That's right. That's an interesting one, though. Do you want to go and just sit? Do you want to go and just sit in the room while she is counseling people? Do you want? That is really interesting.
That is crazy. Ayanna
Van Zant. I'm trying to see how would that even work. Because what would you do? Because nobody shares the stage with Ayanna ever.
Massage her feet. I mean,
But
beloved.
Right, I ain't yucking nobody's yum, but yeah, I would go with Missy. I think I would love to just be on stage with just Missy, just missing it, period. All right. So Kevin, you were a phenomenal guest.
Yes, you were, man.
Hard. You know, Lanica. Oh, hold on, we got a Sade. Anthony Bond says Sade. You would just be sitting there on a bar stool.
And it's like every 15 years because Mama don't be out there like that.
Yeah, I mean, I love Sade.
Right, me too.
Ben Miller's every 20 years.
Right.
You be sitting there chilling.
Right.
I love that. Just be chilling. You forget you on stage with Sade because you just vibing.
Right. You better also do something.
Right. Kevin, what you want to leave the folks with?
I want to leave the folks with, listen, we are in a new year and though things are rough, you can still choose happiness.
Exactly.
Do not allow the world around you to tell you how to feel. You can choose happiness. You can control your reactions. You can control everything that's within. And on top of that, you have everything you need already.
I love it.
That's it.
I love it. Kevin, Camila said, look out for her DM. We know you are bombarded with DMs on your IG, but look out for
just put waffle dog. I got
yeah, hey batter. When hey batter hits your DM, respond. What's up, Keisha? What's up? Kevin, you are phenomenal. If you want, I would love to have you back on.
I would love to be on.
I want to tap into your inspirational, motivational side. You know, y'all check out Kevin's website, www.kevindwayne.com. KevinDwayne.com. Check for Kevin on IG. He has 2 Instagram pages. Kevin, what's your IG accounts?
Yes, The World of Kevin, which has everything, and then there's Kevin Dwayne Pod. But if you go to The World of Kevin Instagram, you will have access to everything. I make it a hub. So everything about me is there, even the thirst traps for your nasty people. Yeah.
Just scroll down. Just keep
scroll down. You'll see some yellow draws. Just
keep scrolling.
It's like a caution sign. It's a caution.
Yeah. It's like a heaven or hell party.
Yeah.
When does the podcast air?
The podcast is on. I just wrapped season. I guess that was 3. So the next season will probably come late summer. But you have 200 episodes you can go through. So have fun.
You got time. Read the Bible in 3 months.
Right.
And are you still on YouTube?
What's that?
Are you still on YouTube?
No, YouTube makes you jump through too many hoops. I found that you can just put your videos right there in TikTok and Instagram. I do have vintage stuff on there too. The World of Kevin across the board. So you can go watch my old stuff when I was 22 and stupid.
And see the growth.
I'm thinking about doing like a series where I talk to my old self, like, what the hell was I thinking?
Right, just see the growth. All right, Kevin. Hey, I love you, man. So be safe out there in New York. I know that that was the hot spot at one point. Prayerfully, things have cooled down when it comes to the pandemic, and you are getting your best life out there in the NY. And be on the lookout. I'm going to invite you back on to do a part 2 with the man, the myth, the legend, Kevin Dwayne.
Can't wait. Thank you, guys.
All right, buddy.
See ya.
And go, Dana.
Hey, since you screaming, go follow me on Instagram at DNA716. DNA716. Follow me. You understand what I'm saying? And before we get into this part, I'm going to say this real sexy and sensual. I'm going to say, you got to spread love.
Instead of spreading lies.
You got to spread love.
Instead of spreading lies.
Ooh-wee.
Hey.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, hey.
Ooh.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Okay, listen.
You don't call me as hot.
He's back. Listen. Hey, make sure you check on somebody, whether you think they're doing good or bad, good or not. I'm sorry. Suicide is real right now. Depression is still real. The pandemic is still on. People are getting vaccinated. People are still getting sick. People are currently sick. Check on your folks. Check on your people. Let them know you love them. Send them an email, text, card, letter, anything. Spread love. Spread it. We love y'all.
And I am Donta Morrison. I am the host. Please check me out on Instagram at Donta_Morrison. Donta_Morrison on the IG. Yo, TDS Village, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Thank you so much for riding with us every single episode, every single time we go live. You are here. If you are not here, we just be 2 dudes having a conversation. Make sure to find us on YouTube, youtube.com/Donta Morrison. Like, subscribe, become a part of the village. We go live every Monday and Tuesday, 8 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yo, make sure to check out the Donta Show also on Facebook. Just look out for us, because once the streets open back up, you'll see me and Dana out there on the block doing what we can do to bring the community together and making sure that Black people know that we are Black all day, 365, 24/7. So until next week, please stay safe, social distance, wrap your face up, wear your mask, wash your hands, do what you can do, because we're still in a pandemic. We love y'all. Take care. God bless, and peace out.
Peace.
Yes.
Boom.